half the people we talked to who work in this building didn't even know people could actually get into the stairwells. FBI SWAT members are about to do a demonstration where they go into a house. Nick Eaton and his dad have built their next car. This is the basic shell. Every year, the Barnstable Brown house is famous for hosting a Derby Eve party. The used rubber gloves should be thrown away in one of these leak-proof biohazard bags. Yeah, the snow is still falling, and at times, actually, it hurts when it hits your face and goes into your eyes. Let me show you here. Kelvin Sampson is no longer the head basketball coach at Indiana University. A New York City girl is alive after falling down the chimney in her apartment complex. Yes, it has. Some people inside this building behind me know the violations are going on. Some don't. You know, government buildings went smoke-free a couple of years ago, but this building is hardly smoke-free. Butts everywhere. Cigarette butts and ash on every landing, stair steps, and even the walls. Evidence that someone or many people have been smoking in the Judicial Center stairwell. The irony? It's a city building where a city ordinance is being violated.
Well, I think that people do smoke in there. It's a public access area, and it's a tough area to police.
Especially when most people take the elevator. Signs on these stairwell doors make it clear smoking is not allowed inside, but half the people we talked to who work in this building didn't even know people could actually get into the stairwells. Maybe that's why it's so easy for smokers to hide. And because smoking is not allowed anywhere in the building, violators won't find an ashtray to put out their cigarette. That's why they've turned this stairwell into a big ashtray.
It had come up that earlier this week that someone had smelled smoke in the hallways.
Ronnie Harris works for the circuit court clerk. His office sent out an email reminding its 300 employees not to smoke in the building. But it's hard to tell who's the culprit, with no surveillance cameras in the stairwell. Another irony? The Judicial Center is where hearings have taken place on the smoking ban, and in the end, a judge ruled the ban would go into effect. But that has had no effect on what goes on just across the hall.
It's a shame that that's happening, and I agree. I mean, it's something that should be addressed.
And we've made sure it will be addressed. I called the health department tonight. They say they'll send an inspector out here to remind the building managers to enforce the smoking ban, and also the health inspector will investigate. Now, of course, they cannot cite someone unless the person is caught in the act. If you see someone smoking where they're not supposed to be, you can report it to Metro Call at 311. Reporting live from the Judicial Center, Julie Tam, Fox 41 News. Yeah, like Paul said, it has started snowing again tonight, and here's a familiar sight, a hill of ice and snow mix that was plowed onto the side of the road here. Now, as I said, snow is falling, so you can see it starting to accumulate on the ground, and here on the side streets where the salt trucks have not been able to get to, those trucks are out tonight plowing the major roads and thoroughfares, though. What is even more dangerous, though, is as this snow turns into ice here, as the temperatures fall further and further below freezing, that could be hazardous. Metro Public Works and Kentucky highway crews have plowed and salted thousands of miles of roads and interstates, but some smaller side streets are still covered with remnants of the wintry mix.
There's been so many slick areas, especially where water is sitting. People might think that the road is flat when it's not, and just hitting water pools and spinning out of control.
Metro police have been out patrolling for such accidents.
Just driving too fast and following people too close.
It's the same story north of the river. Snow and ice still cover much of southern Indiana, and as the snow melts, the rain adds more water to the ground and temperatures drop below freezing again. Driving can become hazardous.
I think sometimes the motorists didn't realize that there was ice on the road until they were having a problem.
Trucks are continuously filling up at INDOT's salt domes and going back out onto state roads and interstates to drop salt.
Oh, I think we're just trying to prepare for whatever comes.
Stores like Ace Hardware are continuously restocking ice melters as customers flock to buy bags of it and shovels.
I haven't been home since this morning, but it was a mess. I've been at work all day, so I'm just trying to get ready for what's coming tonight.
Since yesterday's snowfall, Metro Police have seen a couple hundred non-injury accidents and dozens of injury accidents, as well as a few hundred stranded vehicles. Now, police are advising you, just like yesterday, to stay off the roads if you can, and if you do drive, to proceed cautiously and slowly, watching out for that black ice that you may not even be able to see. Reporting live in the Highlands, Julie Tam, Fox 41 News. Well, back in 1973, racing judges discovered that a Colorado teenager cheated his way to victory. So the Louisville organization says a major sponsor dropped out, and that meant they could not afford to continue. Well, now through the efforts of a local father, the competition is back. And they're off on a hilly road in Crestwood, where these kids are putting their balance and steering to the test. It all starts with a well-built car, wheels that are screwed on straight, alignment, precision.
You're trying to fill this gap about this, and the further you can get your butt back, that way you have a little bit more weight at the back, so you have more momentum, the better.
Continuing their father's dreams, 16-year-old Nick Eaton and 9-year-old Hannah Fox hope to take home a trophy from Akron, Ohio next month. 13-year-old Cameron Lowe is a trailblazer in his family, putting in at least an hour every night researching and building the perfect soapbox car.
I'm excited. It felt like forever, but we did a lot of races between these 2 years.
And now he and the other Louisville champs are ready to take on hundreds of other competitors from around the world.
Pretty much right when you start, you're finished, to me, really, because it's just really fast and you just go straight down the hill.
Nick Eaton and his dad have built their next car. This is the basic shell that I am going to try out. Crouching down low is the key, and what a ride it is. And these teens and preteens turn their classroom physics lessons into a hobby.
And it's just a lot of work, and then it pays off as soon as you get down that hill and you find out that you won.
Well, the Soapbox Derby's World Championships will be televised on ESPN Saturday, July 21st. Good luck to our Louisville competitors. Reporting from the newsroom, Julie Tam, Fox 41 News.
Good evening, I'm Bill Alexander.
And I'm Julie Tam. The body of a southern Indiana man has been recovered from the Ohio River.
Fox 41's Stefan Johnson joins us now to tell us how the rescue teams found Ryan Don's body after several days of searching. Stefan.
A wedding photographer is killed in a hit and run on his way to work at another job. Family members are devastated at this morning's loss of a husband, father, and grandfather. The family of Edwin Swydorf says this picture captured him best, his usual goofy smile with his camera. Police want to know if you've seen a white vehicle with damage to the front and passenger side, likely a GM truck or van. And if you have any information that might help police figure out who hit Edwin Swydorf, call Indiana State Police at 812-246-2509. Meanwhile, a Louisville Metro police officer has been arrested and charged with assault and domestic violence. Officer Bobby Page was arrested this morning at his home off Fagan Bush Lane. Members of LMPD's Public Integrity Unit made the arrest, and police are not providing any other details.
Well, everybody, another good, well, I should say terrific Saturday. No rain, huh?
Yeah, but a little hot.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. Meteorologist Lori Farmer is here now, so should we expect anything else but heat this week, Lori?
There is going to be heat.
A New York City girl is alive after falling down the chimney in her apartment complex. Police say they got a call about a woman who fell down an air shaft, but when they arrived at the scene, they discovered it was actually a 12-year-old girl. She fell nearly 200 feet down a chimney. Firefighters thought the girl was dead. When they opened the door and found her alive, they were just as surprised as she was.
There were about 2 feet of ash and soot at the base of the chimney, and the ash and soot is powdery and soft, and we think that she just hit the soft surface and was able to break the fall there.
What did she look like she was covered?
She was completely black. The only part we could see was her eyes and her mouth.
Well, investigators believe the girl was playing on the roof of the building when she climbed into the chimney and fell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm David Scott.
And I'm Julie Tam. Elizabeth Woolsey is off tonight. Kelvin Sampson is no longer the head basketball coach at Indiana University.
Sampson has now agreed to a buyout offer, leaving an assistant to take over the team as interim head coach. Fox 41 sports director Tom Lane has been in Bloomington all day long waiting for the university's announcement. He joins us now with more. Tom. A Florida mother says her talking Elmo doll is threatening to kill her 2-year-old son.
She says when she switched out the batteries in her son's favorite Elmo, the doll's dark side began to appear. Peter Bernard explains.